So all of our defenses are doing pretty well so far, but there's still a lot more ground to cover and a lot more enemies that we haven't seen yet. But we can just keep deterring them by placing a flamethrower right there and making sure it can hold its own by doing lots of damage per second, and then clearing out a little more space up here to get another weapon at some point. And then we start the next wave, and there's enemies at the flamethrower already, but it did do a good, decent amount of damage to most of them. And the shotgun right here might be safe, but we did well enough. I think we'll just keep going. Oh my gosh, that is so many of them. 2,000 of these fast enemies. At least I thought they were fast. The shield enemies are faster, and there's still so many of them. At least our back defenses can still hold the line. But let's get more damage to you, doing 1,000 damage a second. And maybe a little more health while you're at it. But that should take out pretty much all the enemies that come through, including the dragons. Takes a little more damage, but now this one holds its own. Excellent. And we could probably pair that up with 2 flamethrowers here, making sure that they're both doing relatively the same amounts of damage, but that rotation speed on this one definitely needs work too. And they both actually got destroyed. They're okay. Maybe they're not okay. Oh dear, we're not okay down here. Oh, that happened so quickly. We need more defenses down here. At least they can all get up to snuff, and then maybe a little more health while they're at it. That's looking a little better, until it isn't. That is so many enemies. A little more rotation speed, a little more damage. Now should be able to keep up, kind of. Taking out good amounts of enemies with them. Oh, and that one actually ran out of power, it looks like. Good thing our drones are kind of speedy. And you in the back should be doing more damage. And then maybe you can as well. There we go, 1,000 damage from the sniper. So if dragons do get through, which they don't, then we're gonna be okay. But I guess you could definitely use more range. Now we're talking. I guess not. Let's clear this rock here and then place a shotgun down there. Sure, get you leveled up a whole bunch. More rotation speed, less reload time. Well, we can definitely get more damage out of you. 2,000 damage per second. That's doing much better against the dragons. It's holding its own way better. But now there's gonna be even more of them. It's also going through 16 energy per second. We need way more energy storage on you. We're getting a lot of mana from these waves, but we definitely don't have enough factories. But thankfully the flamethrowers down here are surviving much better. But now it's the boss wave where that's really put to the test. And oh, it's actually making it. Oh, the metal enemies, forgot about those. That changes things. I do also want more gold out of these banks than we're getting, so that's gonna be 32 per wave. And the amount of them that spawn right in front of the flamethrowers is a little concerning, but thankfully all the metal enemies are getting dealt with very quickly. But how are there so many up here still? Slight concern there. But now as long as this one up here can just roast everybody at 2,000 damage per second, it should be able to make it. And it does have metal penetration too, so that cleared it up way better. Yes! Now let's move these defenses forward a bit so we can install more banks up here, because we're gonna need a lot more gold to get these other weapons. Oh, and there's actually a new enemy there with 1,000,000 health. I don't even think he knows what to do with all that health, but we're gonna need a lot stronger weapons, especially in the back line here, so they stop getting through. Oh, it's just one of you. Okay, still concerning though. I'm not sure the cluster bombs are actually hitting you, and you just fly over everything? Well, that's just rude, and you're just kind of annoying. Just flying to the defenses? Okay, we got him. So now what, we gotta deal with more of those? Oh, these things don't have metal penetration. That's a problem. Also, where did those guys come from? Oh, and there's 2 of them now? Yeah, these snipers need to be doing way more damage to keep up with them. And he's flying all the way to the Nexus, but he's also not targeting it. He's just going for all the defenses. Insult to injury much. Well, there's one. And then there's a Nexus. And we'll just work on upgrading the defenses of all of our backline defenses to get through the dragon faster. And it looks like it is going through it faster. So that's promising. But all of our guns also desperately need storage upgrades. Okay, more of our guns are alive now, so we can deal with the 2 dragons properly this time. Are they just kind of random, or how are they flying through this? Well, either way, we got them that time. Just shy of enough to give one of these things metal penetration, really? Oh, and there's more of them, and they're walking this time. Are they walking? They're not walking, but there are certainly more of them this time. We are barely getting through one here. Oh, there's 2, I guess. You know, on second thought, I don't know if those dragons actually do fly. I think they're just large. And now we can give one of these flamethrowers metal penetration, and then maybe some more damage too. Oh, that would be why. 33 energy per shot? Goodness, you need massive energy reserves. Okay, we have 700 gold now after a few runs, don't worry about it. But now we can buy the smelter. I think that's gonna be the best one for these million health dragons because it does high damage over time. It just needs a bit of a bigger area to work with. But I guess we can start building it back here because it definitely needs some range increments and a lot more damage. 122,000 damage a second? Oh yeah, that can easily take out one of these things. So let's give it a go. Oh, there it goes. It's beaming through this dragon here. And I think it did okay. We're definitely gonna need more of these things though. Good thing they're cheap. But wow, that went through a lot of battery. Well, we can definitely cook on these things, giving it some nice rotation speed and even more damage, and then give it even more range. So I can start to work on these guys here, but it only works when they don't have metal. But when they do work, it really works. Just decimating those dragons. And we can keep boosting the damage. So that's 250,000 health every second. So those dragons just easily get melted. We just have to worry about the cooldown time. We actually might get through this wave. And we did. Amazing. Also, the next gun needs 5,000 gold to unlock. Goodness. Let's get one of those beams down here worked on. At least it should be able to do something. Or, okay, that's getting crazy overwhelmed with those flamethrowers, but actually they held their own pretty well. Not much of a boss wave here. We did it. Now, I think we can start to spread these out a little bit more and advance them up. And I think we can get each of these beams to doing 500,000 damage every second. And then maybe a little more rotation speed on you since you seem pretty safe where you're at. And okay, that top side needs some work. That top side needs a lot of work. Holy moly. That first flamethrower just gets absolutely overwhelmed. It's insane. I didn't expect him to divide and conquer that much. Also, you need so much work. And maybe we should work on Factory 2 because it can convert so much more mana. So we can get one of those in place, or I guess a few of them. Just need that initial purchase, and look at them too. I don't know what's going on here, but it's working, I think. Converting 2,000 mana at a time and getting 300 out of it, or converting 3,000 mana at a time. But we could definitely make this faster because we might be on this wave for a little bit. So at least our flamethrower at the end of the line can help us through it, almost. We can get another one started up here, as long as it's doing enough damage. And now we made it through. They took out so much up here though. Well, since we're not gonna be buying any new weapons for a while, might as well clear up some space for some others. Like another cluster bomber right there. And how bad is the next wave? It's still pretty bad, but it's actually going better. To think that these guys used to be fast. Oh, and there's metal enemies. Of course there is. At least you can take care of it, but of course there's the dragons too. Oh, never mind. I forgot that those beams melt them super fast. But only one dragon at a time though. So that's all the dragons up there, but now there's all the dragons down here, and these guys are out of energy. Need way more reserves. We should definitely give the beams a faster reload speed. And thankfully the tiny dragons, that first wave, go down so much faster. And that faster speed is absolutely helping them keep up with the major dragons. Excellent. So on to wave 4 for the first time, and of course there's a bunch of these dragons. But the flamethrowers up there did do a lot of damage to them, so that wave was actually no problem. Now I imagine this one has a lot of these dragons here, so we should maybe get another laser in place right down here, and then build that up like crazy, which we can get some of these to 2 million per second? Oh, that's beautiful. And sure enough, it is a lot of them, and metallic smaller dragons. Well, thankfully those small ones are dealt with quickly, but the big ones are not so much. But these two up here are just dominating the dragons, and they can divide and conquer too. But of course it doesn't help the Nexus. And you know what? A lot of our weapons need reloads, so why don't we go ahead and just up our drone count to 15 maybe, and then give them a lot more speed, which means that we're also gonna need more capacity here, and that means we're gonna need more generation here. Construction workers? does that automatically build new panels? It probably does, but also the panels are super cheap right now, so we might as well just keep going here. And that is 100 solar panels, doing much better for energy production. All right, wave 4 easily dealt with. Let's give these 2 guns down here a little more damage, almost 1,000,000 per second. And there's enough weapons that have metal penetration. I don't think we need to worry about giving the beams any, because they're all dealt with by the time they show up anyway. So all the dragons down here are on their way out the door, but these dragons in the middle are really concerning. At least now these beams can focus on them, but they're kind of starting from the wrong direction. So let's spend some gold to clear out these rocks here. Oh, I was hoping for one more there. All right, got enough gold. The flamethrower that was by the Nexus is up here now, and we have a new beam that is probably the strongest out of the rest. It has the most damage, a lot of energy capacity, but we can always give it a little more damage, 2,000,000 per second. So now all of these giant dragons back here should be a lot easier dealt with. There's just so many beams firing, it's amazing. It's like that one Anna music video. Anybody remember those? Like the one with the temple and the lasers, summoning aliens or something like that. But this is working. We're losing a lot of defenses still, but now all the beams can focus on the dragons down here, or at least the one that we just put in, and we did it. There is so much more room available up here now. And we do have a new type of enemy who is very fast. The same amount of health as a dragon though, so let's up the ranges of these beams in the back. And thankfully we don't start with those. So now if they do show up, which I guess there is one right in the middle there, and he has very quick bursts of speed, but thankfully he's dealt with, although that did open up the door for all these other enemies. Thankfully our guns in the back do enough damage, so that wasn't so bad. We could definitely put something in this pocket here though. I'm thinking a shotgun or two. And now there's even more of those speedy enemies, oh my goodness. Good thing we have the lasers with such massive range. My goodness, they made it all the way to the bank back here? Not even this one. So rude. So I think these lasers down here need much more faster rotation speeds to keep up with them. And let's get more gold per completed wave too, if we can. Which it seems we're about at the limit. We have 1,000 gold, by the way. Should probably make you metallic, penetrating. Especially now, as they are metal coated. But we got them. That was a little frightening. Now it's the boss wave. So how is that? Oh my gosh, that is so many dragons, 500 of them. Wow, and those demons tore through everything. Yikes. Literal speed demons, that's what they are. Okay, I do see a problem down here with these things. If they focus on a metal enemy, then they are kinda screwed. So at least one of them is metal penetrating now. And sure, that one can do more damage. 4,000,000 per second. If that doesn't keep up with the speed demons, I don't know what will. Thankfully it does. It should keep up with the dragons too. The flamethrowers are kind of sacrificial lambs at this point. At least the lasers are doing 1,000,000 damage per second at least. So all of the demons that make it past the dragons should be, well, never mind. If we get all of the lasers up to that 4,000,000 damage per second level, then it shouldn't matter dragon or demon. We can get through them. Let's give this laser in the back the metal penetration because it's gonna have the most lifespan, hopefully. This middle is starting to seem like a weak point. And those things do way too much damage for these flamethrowers to even think about surviving, but at least they can hold their own in the normal waves, provided they have energy. Yeah, now they can't even get past the red zone. That's how good they are. Now let's give these guys more reload speed so they can swap between enemies quicker. And these couple of enemies there are no problem. Thankfully they give a lot of mana. I'm hoping this is all good enough to get through this boss wave, but there's so many enemies, it's easy for them to get overwhelmed. But now these both reload super fast, so maybe they need more energy storage also, to the point that they are just draining everything. But now we can actually afford a construction worker. I don't think we see him, but he's just casually creating new panels. So now our energy stores are idly going up. Excellent. I didn't realize I boosted this thing's energy so much, whoops. Why don't we help out that worker a little bit? So we are gaining 3,000 energy per second. That's 2 entire fields of solar panels. And maybe this needs more energy storage to accommodate all of that. Now it can store almost 1,000,000. All right, here we go. Hopefully they go quickly, and by go quickly, I mean the demons. Oh no, they're still getting through the lasers. Come on, take them out, take them out. Okay, all the demons are taken care of, so now it's just the dragons, but we don't have half of the weapons that we had before. This might be close, or maybe not. Maybe those lasers should be in the back. And as long as they have more range, this should work just the same, if not better. All right, lasers in the back should give them a much better chance of survival, as long as the demons get taken care of, and thankfully they do. Amazing, we still have all of our lasers. It should be enough to keep up with the dragons, hopefully. Maybe we boost the reload speed of the ones that we currently have. So now it's just even more lasers all the time. But now these guys down here kinda got distracted from the dragons down here, and there are still so many of them. Oh dear, and these lasers are getting overwhelmed. And they ran out of energy, no! More lasers. But I also wonder how well we can upgrade the damage of these crackle bombers. Can we get it up to near millions? Maybe not, but we can make you metal penetrating, and that quickly cleans up that guy. Now we have 6 lasers going all the time. There goes all the fast demons, maybe. How is this one going on such a tear? Take him out, thank you. Okay, they have plenty of room before the dragons, so hopefully this is enough. As long as they can keep up their energy reserves. I don't know how many dragons there were at the start, but we are getting through them. There's only 200 left. Come on, they're almost to the bank. Save the bank, save the bank. Uh-oh, we're not saving the banks. We're not saving the banks there, but they're almost taken care of. Laser, help these guys down here. Oh man, there's still so many dragons. Come on, save the Nexus, save the Nexus. No! Just move that guy up there. I need more lasers. Fast demons dealt with, 7 lasers firing, and we can upgrade the damage of some of them while the round is going on. That should make the dragons go down quicker, so they can reacquire new targets. The middle section is just about cleared out, that's good. And there go all the middle dragons, so now all these guns up here, or the lasers, can take care of the dragon population up there. These guys kinda gotta hold out for a little bit. There we go, yes! Now they're all firing down here, I think we got it. And yes, we did it! Oh man, so many dragons. And now the next guy has 100 million health? I really hope there isn't many of you, at least you're slow. And we'll just upgrade the banks to get even more gold. 245 on wave completion. Thankfully, our weapons at the front line are well enough to finish this. So that is so much gold at the end of the wave. We can almost get a new weapon here. Whoa, a bunch of fast ones, and there's one of the big ones now. Just a giant Templar looking thing. At least we can get all the lasers pointed at you. And then you're quickly dealt with. But these guys are definitely gonna need major damage improvements. And maybe we boost your range too, along with your damage, because why not? And then reload speed. Bunch of metallic enemies, but the flamethrowers deal with them easily. Whoop, almost easily. At least this one does. Oh, and there's actually 2 of them now, but they are also kinda getting stuck. And some of these guys are getting a little lost, or they're just being tossed around. That might be the problem. That's one. The other one is still kind of on the way. And maybe you need metal penetration, which there goes all the gold we were saving up, but it was kind of necessary. Wave 4 or 5, so many speedy ones, yikes. I don't know if we're ready for speed demons of these kinds of numbers. We sort of are. Thankfully, we still have plenty of normal defenses. Uh-oh. Or maybe not. Those speed demons tearing through everything is kind of a problem. We're also actually seeing the normal enemies for once in a long time. I just realized that. Oh, we actually have 5,000 gold now, so we can get another weapon. So the Shockwave, I think, would be a good idea. Sure. And then we can place one of those. Oh, that's actually a large area. Place it right up here, and then up the damage like crazy. And then the reload time be even quicker. Maybe some more health too, and some more of that. I'm sorry, 3,000 per shot? This thing can only fire once. Well, now it can fire a bunch of times. But is that gonna be decent here? Nope, that was way too slow. Maybe if these lasers rotated faster, they could keep up with the enemies. We just gotta get rid of the demons before they destroy our flamethrower defenses. But then of course they do. Thankfully, it seems like there's enough of our normal defenses still alive that we should be able to beat the metallic wave this time. And thankfully we do. So whatever the boss wave has in store for us, this Thumper is feeling kind of like a mistake, honestly. Or needs to be better protected. So I guess we'll get rid of this little chunk of rock here just to move you like that, tuck you away safely. You can go here, sure. Now let's see what we have to deal with. 50 of these big guys, and they're metallic. That is kind of a problem. We don't have enough metallic destroying weapons. At least we have enough that are tucked away safely that it is exposing all of them, but this is so many of them. At least they're giving us so much mana for the ones that we do destroy, goodness. So we'll need to put all of this towards damage. So a laser can deal 15 million damage a second. I certainly want to see that for all of them. We just have a lot of mana to convert first. Also, all of this damage will help them get rid of the speed demons quicker. And sure enough, they just go down in a blink. Now let's see how they do against the big guy here. That is looking a lot better. Oh yeah, it didn't even reach a flamethrower. Or did he? I couldn't tell. But this is much more promising for our survival rate. This guy's going down without even all the lasers concentrated on him. That's perfect. And we can also give another one of these lasers the metal penetration. I think that's gonna be necessary up here. That's kind of where they broke through the hardest. And then we'll give you more range to make even more use of that. Now the speed demons are still kind of annoying. We also kind of need this thumper to deal metallic damage. Well, we'll see if we even need that. We're at the boss wave already. And then we'll give you more range also. And then you more range. All the lasers that have metallic damage capability should have the most range. All right, another wave. 50 of these giant things. The metallic is piercing through nicely. We're losing some defenses, but we're able to take out 2 or 3 enemies at a time, which is really good. Although they are still making pretty strong headway there, but now their numbers are down to half. Come on lasers. Come on lasers. They are, oh no, our lasers up here ran out of juice. Oh man, that was killer. And that drains so much power. We need so many more solar panels. Get more construction workers. So now they can create 4 panels at a time. And then we'll make sure all these things have giant energy reserves. Why don't we just go ahead and boost our energy input to ridiculous levels with 1,000 solar cells. Right there, 1,000 solar cells. This is quite the field here. But that energy rate should be able to keep up. Maybe we should boost the range of these lasers since we have the funds to now. Problem is, the moment these lasers focus on a metallic enemy, they're kind of screwed. So let's clear out these 2 rocks, get this shotgun up here because it can destroy metal, give it way more fire speed, and lots of damage on top, sure. All right, giant enemies being melted very early. I do like the looks of this. We just have to hope that the lasers actually store enough energy, which this one is kind of leaking. Oh, we forgot to upgrade it. But I think the rest of them should be okay. This one's kind of in the middle. So as long as the sides can take out their share of the giant enemies, we'll be okay. Although that's still a little bit off, it looks like. Need more damage. Oh, we've actually built enough factories that the cost of them jumped tremendously, but we're converting even more mana into blocks, more so than the level 2 factory. Let's change that maybe, cause we are backlogged with millions of mana. At least the big guys go down in a blink when all the guns are fired on them. But we also need to upgrade the banks to get thousands of gold after each wave, so that we can give as many of these things in metal penetrating as possible. That's gonna help them take care of all these tiny enemies when they focus on them. But now we work on giving something lots of damage. 31 million, and then 62 million here. Okay, now this laser here that's doing 62 million damage can store almost 2 million units of power, which is quite a strain on our energy system. We're not doing enough here. It also still costs the exact same to make solar panels, so we can still make a bunch of these, but it is gonna need a bunch to keep this thing stocked up, at least for this wave. Okay, now it's full, but we're definitely gonna need more energy stores there. And now we actually have enough to boost a different thing to 62 million damage and 1 million units of power. Well, let's get the damage up at least. Okay, we are out of mana to convert. Please do good here. Oh, they're going down so fast. Oh my goodness. But wow, they bite through so much energy. I guess the drones weren't quite done refilling them, but it actually looks like they don't need to. Now they're going down so incredibly quickly. Yes, we've done it. Oh, and now the enemies drop more mana. Excellent. That was pretty crazy, and now our drones are busy keeping up with all of the energy that these lasers output. That is insane what we have to go through for that. But we're able to do millions of damage. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know if you want to see more. Sub to Intern.